So today is August 1st. So welcome to August, I guess. The year is starting to fly now. It seems like we got from January to August in like a blink of an eye. So we're going to take a look at some crypto news and some other news real quick. Here's some of the stuff that we'll be looking at. We got Sologenic in the Metaverse, Santander to offer crypto trading in the next few months. Tiffany's and Nike are selling NFTs. And then we got some XRP news, and Germany starts shutting down people's heat and lights. So stick around and check it out. So for our first bit of news today, we've got a tweet from Sologenic. It says, ever thought of having your own unique 3D avatar in the metaverse? Sologenic Originals, the most exclusive NFT collection on the XRPL, goes live in August 2022. NFT holders will receive high-quality rendered models to use in Metaverse and gaming. And while I'm not completely sold on the Metaverse yet, I think that NFTs are starting to look pretty promising and interesting. And I think that Sologenic is one of those great projects flying under the radar that will be huge one day. And I'm hoping for big things from them, The Solo token was just crashed after having a great run. And I got the airdrop in January, but I haven't gone back and bought any more. But it's one of these tokens that I am going to be looking into picking up quite a bit of. In our next bit of news, we have Santander Brazil to launch crypto trading feature in coming months. CEO says the financial institution will join fintech companies entering their crypto segments such as Nubank, Mercado Libre, and PicPay. Spanish banking multinational Santander plans to offer crypto trading to its clients in Brazil in the coming months, Santander Brazil CEO Mario Leo said on Thursday. The bank plans to launch crypto-related services and could provide further news about the initiative in the company's next earnings release in mid-October. We recognize that it's a market that's here to stay, and it's not necessarily a reaction to competitors positioning themselves. It's simply a vision that our client has demand for this type of asset. So we have to find the most correct and most educational way to do it. Santander has already made inroads with crypto in Latin America this year. In March, it launched loans in Argentina for farmers collateralized with tokenized commodities in partnership with AgroToken, an Argentina-based agricultural commodities tokenization platform. So any news like this is great news. The more these big firms delve into crypto and they get in there, the harder it is for government to ban the tech. The government and big banks can try to fight this, but sooner or later, adoption will outweigh opposition. And in some news that I love to talk about is XRP news. And we've got an article here saying that Ripples sold 408 million of XRP in Q2 as ODL continues to gain global momentum. Ripples XRP powered on-demand liquidity ODL solution has seen its volume grown 9x year over year in the second quarter of the year. And the company has sold a total of 400 almost 9 million worth of the token in the quarter compared to 273 in quarter one. According to Ripple's Q2 2022 XRP markets report, Q2 was a record quarter for on-demand liquidity as its volume kept growing and its customers continue to expand the solution's use case beyond traditional remittances or individual payments. Per the firm, treasury flows and bulk payments accounted for more volume on the network, addressing its XRP sales, Ripple wrote. Ripple has continued to engage in sales solely related to ODL, and these volumes have ramped up substantially as Ripple's ODL business expanded globally. The firm noted that it's been a buyer of XRP in the secondary market and expects to continue to undertake purchases at future market prices as ODL continues to gain global momentum. Ripple's report note that some wallets being used for XRP sales are also used to provide short-term leases to the market makers and participants. Down here it says, while XRP's price and trading volume declined in Q2 amid a wider cryptocurrency market downturn, its on-demand liquidity solution kept on growing, with the focus being given to Ripple's partnership with FICI, a Lithuanian money transfer provider. The partnership will deliver an instant and cost-effective retail remittances and business-to-business payments using ODL, leveraging XRP. The report also mentioned that Ripple co-founder Jeb McCaleb has sold the last of his XRP on his taco stand wallet on the XRP ledger after originally owning 9 billion tokens in 2013. So this is good news, right? Ripple is buying XRP off the secondary market, which increases the demand. And we all know that Jeb McCaleb's wallet is empty now, and he's not dumping billions of tokens on the market. And the lawsuit could be heading for a decision pretty soon. If all of this starts happening and all these things start falling into place, there's going to be a huge rush for the token. And my theory is this: I don't think XRP is returning to the exchanges like it was. In my opinion, there's going to be that big rush for XRP, and then the bottleneck in the exchanges where it can be found will also help increase the price, because there will be an increase in demand while fewer places to buy it. So, or I could be wrong on that, but we're going to see. We'll see what happens. And on the flip side of that, a lot of people are aware that XRP will have a public and a private ledger. And a lot of holders like me are concerned whether or not the prices will be the same on both ledgers. Well, Tony from Thinking Crypto interviewed David Schwartz, and this is what he said about it.
There was another question that came up, and I don't know if this makes sense, but the question is, will the value of XRP be the same in the private ledgers as it is on the public?
Yes. The value proposition of XRP is that it has these liquidity pools. If it doesn't make sense to isolate something, like there's no place where gold is worth twice as much as it is now, because if there was, people would just bring gold there, and they would buy gold somewhere else and they would sell it there. Unless the only way that you can have the value be very different in two places is if there's a lot of friction. And if there's friction, someone will make a business of removing that friction. So I don't see any realistic scenario where XRP has significantly different value unless something's wrong. Like a good example of a case, there was a time where the value of XRP, they called it the kimchi premium, right? Where the value of XRP in some Asian countries was very high, but that was because there were capital controls, right? That was because things were bad. I think that's a sign that something is not going well. The value proposition of XRP is that you can take it to all of the places, right? If I sell you some gold and you say, hey, this gold can only be used in jewelry, you're like, well, that kind of sucks. I don't want that gold, right? The value proposition of gold is that you have access to the entire value proposition of gold. And so I don't see any scenario in which where it makes sense to snip pieces off, again, unless something is wrong.
So that sounds good to me. When you're investing in new assets or new markets like crypto, sometimes you aren't sure if what you think will happen will actually happen. So it's nice to see David reaffirm what we're all hoping for. And please, if you're not subscribed to Tony over on Thinking Crypto, get over there and subscribe to him. It's a great channel, and he has some great interviews. You really learn a lot when you watch it. And in some more NFT news, Tiffany's gets into the NFT market. Tiffany's reveal first NFTs at $51,000 each. The upcoming sale will feature 250 limited edition NFTs, each priced at 30 ETH. Tiffany and Company, one of the most prominent names in luxury goods for over a century, is launching a series of NFTs. The jewelry hinted at its upcoming sale, set to begin August 5th, by tweeting out a video of a pixelated grid revealing NFTiff. So let's take a look at this thing. So like I said earlier, I'm not a huge fan of the Metaverse, but I am a fan of the thought of NFTs and what they could do in the future, or what they might do in the future. Right now, NFTs are relegated to just some JPEGs and PNGs, but now we're seeing like companies like Tiffany actually take a step out and further the use and the demand for NFTs. And if you look into NFTs, the future for them is endless. I mean, there's endless amounts of markets that they could be involved in. And this is all happening at a faster pace than people really understand. And here's the deal. I'm a huge Nintendo NES, the original NES fan, and the idea of having NFTs based off some old Nintendo IPs is pretty cool sounding to me. And in another example of a brand getting into NFTs, we see that Nike sold the NFT of a shoe for $134,000. So think about it. Why would you sell some shoes for $100, $200, $300 when you can sell a digital representation of shoes for $134,000. And it says that in April, Nike released its first collection of virtual sneakers called Crypto Kicks, which comprised 20,000 NFTs. It says the business of collecting shoes has grown a lot. Until recently, the same was true for the market for non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, which are digital proofs of ownership for things like art, tattoos, and virtual real estate. Two hype beast markets eventually ran into each other. In April, Nike came out with Crypto Kicks, which was a collection of 20,000 NFTs, one by Takashi Murakami, sold for $134,000 alone. The head of High Snobiety's NFT studio, Jürgen Alker, says that the physics of NFTs and shoes are the same. Both involve shortages and cuts, a sense of community, status, and belonging. This is Nike's first project with RTFKT, a virtual footwear company it bought in December and whose name is pronounced Artifact. Okay, I didn't get that at first. Artifact. Okay, I got it. There are also other shoemakers taking part. Adidas started selling limited edition sweatshirts and tracksuits in December when it joined the Metaverse, but no sneakers. The Verge says that $22 million was made in the first afternoon by Adidas collectors who knew how to use NFT. So that's a lot of money to be made just in one afternoon selling products that don't actually have to be made physically. Let's hope these NFTs that these brands are selling will just be companion pieces to the real life products. And I'm hoping that physical products don't take the build quality or the promotion of them. I hope that doesn't take a big hit when these digital products take off. But imagine the future where brands like Nike, Adidas, and Nintendo they can sell shoes, art, or collector's items as NFTs. Or music artists for that matter, they can start selling their music as NFTs. So let's take a look at that as well. We go over here and we see that what are music NFTs? NFTs aren't just cat GIFs and JPEGs of cartoon apes. They can also represent immutable ownership of music clips too. Although many people associate non-fungible tokens, NFTs, with digital pictures sold as blockchain assets, there are many other applicable categories. One fast-growing ecosystem in the NFT industry is music NFTs. On the surface, music NFTs may appear like the blockchain alternative to buying tracks on iTunes. However, when you buy a track on iTunes, you only get the right to listen to that music. There's no asset ownership on iTunes, only a license to listen to what you've just paid for. In contrast, music NFTs let anyone listen to tracks but also confer ownership over that file through an NFT. And how about real estate NFTs? NFTs in future real estate deals are going to be huge, and there's an article here by Forbes. It says NFT and the future of commercial real estate. It says cryptocurrency and the blockchain have made their way into many industries, and as more and more of our lives are moved into the digital arena, the ways in which we will buy and sell products are continually changing. The real estate is seeing its own shift toward the blockchain with creation of non-fungible tokens that represent physical properties. This technology is sure to have dramatic impact on the future of commercial real estate. Why use NFTs for real estate? One of the downsides of investing in real estate is the hassle of transferring property ownership. It currently takes a tremendous amount of paperwork to buy a property or to open an equity line. With an NFT, the transaction process is streamlined, allowing a buyer to assume ownership of a piece of real estate within minutes. I'm not going to read the whole article, but you can imagine the resurgence of commercial real estate when the process of ownership can be transferred quickly and then speculated on like other digital assets. Plus, this will allow for retail holders like you and me to buy fractionalized commercial real estate. If the buyer can't afford the $10 or $20 million it would take to buy this piece of property, they might be able to buy small pieces of the property when it's fractionalized. And in the biggest news, we see that Germany's biggest cities prepare for looming energy crisis by shutting off warm water, limiting heat, and switching off lighting. Some of Germany's biggest cities are preparing for an energy crunch this winter by shutting off warm water, limiting heat, and switching off lighting. The German city of Hanover is attempting to reduce its energy consumption by 15%. Between October 1st and March 31st, Hanover's municipal buildings will not be allowed to be heated to a temperature over 68 degrees Fahrenheit. The city has banned the use of mobile air conditioning units and fan heaters. The citizens of Hanover will be forced to take cold showers at city-run facilities. The German city will cut off hot water in public buildings, swimming pools, and gyms. The situation is unpredictable. Every kilowatt hour counts, and protecting critical infrastructure has to be a priority, said Hanover Mayor Belit Onay, who is part of the Green Party. We are facing hard times due to Russian aggression on Ukraine. So this is what the Great Reset looks like. Western nations will be thrown into chaos, and some of this doesn't even make sense. They want people to use electric vehicles. They want to sell millions and millions more of them, and yet they don't have the energy to run simple everyday things like heat and air conditioning. Or maybe they don't truly want citizens to have electric cars. Maybe what they want is the reduction in driving and traveling by citizens. And if you force people into electric cars, but then you don't provide enough energy to charge them, then that would definitely cause most people to skip any longer trips. So when does this come to the United States? I'm guessing that sooner or later this will make its way here. And I could see that Washington forcing rolling brownouts and the forced reduction in heating and air conditioning. When I was a kid, this was a while ago, we didn't have air conditioning in our home. And I remember almost roasting, but we got through, and it wasn't really that bad. But in the winter, people need heat, especially the elderly. So if you believe that this is coming, make sure that you and your family are prepared for this. Take the steps to make sure that you're prepared. And let's end this with some good news. We go over here and we look at a tweet by the Ocean Cleanup. Go follow them. It says, another day, another plastic extraction in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And what these guys are doing, they're showing you a video here of this plastic. I won't play the video. It's a little too long, but they're showing video of dumping out the plastic that they are collecting out of the ocean. They are taking boats and netting, and they're going out there and skimming up all this trash so it don't lay out there and pollute the water and kill all the animals. And while I'm not totally on board with the whole climate change movement as far as rising sea levels and the need to place a carbon tax on all humans, I do believe that we do have a huge problem with pollution, especially with plastics, and its effect on humans and animals. So this is a great story. So that's going to be it for this one. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It would really help me to grow out this channel. And please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of today's video. Until next time, take care.